we should call experts.
Okay, Stika, land
who is an expert in this?
So let him land.
We are discussing.
No, it's
not good. It's not good. This business you are doing. First of all, even having a discussion. When I started my discussion, say if I knew this was what.
Yeah, because they didn't ask me to come and talk about this. It's not you.
So let me give you. Okay.
I'm very offended because I mean I'm also not interested in doing this program with you.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm not interested.
Because for you to come and sit here, everybody, you see I'm in black. You know the funeral that I'm supposed to attend.
Gentlemen, let me go to Duncan. Yeah, I get. So, gentlemen. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we'll go there. We'll get there. Okay.
I will see my memo be akwaba na me from Mega TV and platform we eso. Owura your friend Stephen Amwa, a former deputy finance minister. In Shiaso, member of parliament or your NPP ni tatashi. Only Owura your friend Alan Solomon Owusu. Hey, Solomon Owusu na say o jine ho me now. Oh, kudos. He is one person me mani jine ho. O kan okore. On fa ho se oti ho anase wonti ho. He will speak truth to power. Wahwe Stika ni maka che nsem awoka no udi ntro. Eye nsem ben na na woka ho asem. Ni na eye fuel prices. Comac, any Copec, any other star oil in the keka ho. Omu fuel prices ya aba for me. Eno ho nsem na ekoso abusiafo interesting. Ye be konye kwa kuti how Alan Solomon Owusu eto no boasi eskuli Stika Stephen Amwa a wo kire ni say dabi menu panyin asema wo kan enye no kware say ni netie yenti nsem a ekoso blessed ni show ni so Prime Insight ewo Prime TV is it Joy Prime right? Yes, it yem form credit momo na yenti nseni bi na ekoba ya to so pepepe e di ama kire wadwen ewo comment section ni mahanom your number one authentic platform Mega TV.
I think when we are discussing issues of national concern or tenacity, we need to be very careful as a country and try to change. We seem to be dealing with the cliche, and it hasn't worked for us. That we always want to, just as one of the, I'm surprised, the young guys, almost everything each of them said was very important. And I think they've done very well. But you and I know that what they said, we've been saying this for almost 40 years. Long-term solutions, impact on us, stop doing politics, NPP time is NPP, NDC time. Has it worked for us as a country? Has it? If we really want to praise Dr. Atufosi, my greetings to him, and Sami Jemfi, they are all my brothers. We are together. It doesn't matter our political differences. We should be, as a country, be able to do proper analysis, deal with the independent variables when it comes to the dependent variable being the fuel prices or price in Ghana, and pick each of the underlying variable and say that, okay, we made this specific decision. It has impacted this. We should stop this wishy-washy praising or blaming. When you go down, it might not be what you're talking about. I don't know if you understand.
That prices may not be sustained.
I am an external stakeholder as of now. I don't think I'll have all the relevant pieces of information my brother Duncan
was given,
has.
yes.
Or even what Ato or Sami Jemfi might have had. Especially now that I'm fully engaged in moving up and down, all these things. But trust me, what goes into these things? You're talking about world prices. Can we compare the world fuel or crude price or oil price last year, last 2 years, and today, and see that that correlation is there? And if it's true, was it actually driven by the decision-making process?
Are you saying that there's nothing unique about what we're seeing?
This is what you do.
Okay.
I'm trying to build my thing. I'm not blaming anyone.
Okay, yeah, right, I get it.
I'm establishing a platform that I believe in. You see, one of them, the fair guy, he said that long-term solution. Because NPP and DC and the media and some of our own people, we do these things. If you don't take it, Ghana will not go anywhere.
I mean, but Doc, if you were in power, you would have taken credit for what's happening now if it were to be your tenure.
They are still not taking what I'm saying. I can praise them and sit down. I can criticize them and say, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that if NDC have been there, NPP have been there, they will take credit. Anybody commenting, a few of them probably they have experience that Duncan has, and then he will say things based on the data he has and his experience. Even sometimes those who have the expertise, they have underlying interest, whether NDC and NPP. The media, to some of you don't even know. That's as maybe I may not know. You have your interest. But what I'm saying is, if we want to sit down here and analyze this thing based on the context you guys are raising, then let's do something better and deeper. Because I am very intellectually, oriented person. If you say it's ATO or NDC, then let's begin to analyze the independent variables.
Let's look at gold, for instance. And for instance, what you did during your tenure.
Can you let me do?
Oh, okay,
If you want me to say what you want, let me stop talking.
No, that's not the point.
Ask me one question. Having been build one point, then you move me to another.
Apologies.
How can I also impact people? So that people know that I'm not saying the right thing. Respectfully. Just give
it's also because we're running with time, so you would also want
so then this thing will not save us.
No,
I'm being honest with you.
I was just going to ask.
We won't have time to talk.
Doc,
when I started, if you allow me to even build my preamble, you have asked me a question.
Proceed.
No, what I'm saying is that if you talk about, take the fuel price to be a dependent variable. We have independent variables, factors that influence them, or the pricing. Then you pick world market price is one.
Yes.
About 5 years down the line or up to this, what has been the price? Is it going up and so we are charging cheap? Then you can say that, the government is really doing well, even though it's going up. The government is making decisions or taking options that are helping us. Two, let's talk about the cost builder, what goes into it. I know, I'm a layman in energy sector, but I'll do my best because of my financial background, economic knowledge. You talk of taxes, you talk of exchange rate, you talk of other factors. Okay, some of them are discretionary, that the government of the day can decide to make this decision A, B, C, D, discretion. Some of them are statutory. Government cannot do anything. So if the world market price is going down and it's affecting us, you can't say it's government or not.
Is that what's happening in this case?
I think if you heard me right, I'm saying that I don't have the relevant data, but I just checked and I realized that, last year and probably last 2 years, world market prices were higher than even today. Even now, it started going up, but it's still saying that although it started going up, it's still down by almost 18% as compared to. I hope
to the previous.
Then if you talk of exchange rate, this exchange rate that people talk about is very funny. What influences exchange rate? Basically supply and demand. So what has caused it? By January 2025, between December and January, we had about $1 billion in our account as a country. How did we get it? For the first time, I stand to be corrected, Ghana had domesticated cocoa syndication. So that all the billions that they were paying outside, they paid them in Ghana here. Two, we have had a very peaceful, relatively peaceful elections. NDC has won convincingly. Investors all over the world have started having confidence in us because they saw stability. America then, because of Trump's decision, has started having terrorist war with the giant partners from the Asia. Almost all the primary macro indicators that have direct impact in terms of degree of integration to high extent has started doing so much well by the last quarter 2024. Primary balance, trade balance, even inflation that was about 54.1 had come down to 22.9. GDP had been 0.4 or 5, had come down up to 5.6. So all these factors had really influenced the currency that we are impacting us today. I will never say that ATO has done good or bad. First year of any new government, you cannot attribute anything big or bad to them. Let's see what goes on. But then, all these things, what we have to look at, it's not a political aspect. What one of them said, in fact, two of them, the politics, and then is it a solution that will be sustainable, long term? As of now, whether NDC NPP, whether Duncan or me or ATO, we don't know the amount of dollars being circulated in Ghana.
But whatever the case, what you've relied on both as relied on both as you know, two different governments is the gold price or gold.
We started with the gold race.
Yeah, you started. So and that's why the question will still face you. No, let me ask the question. Yeah, but let me, that's why I want to ask the question. You did a gold for oil program. This government is going with a different approach with a gold board system. Don't you feel that is uniquely what's accounting for this? Because you were running.
It's the same. When you say board, I'm sure in terms of legal tenacity.
All right.
You know, sometimes you can have a commission or a body, but once you get to board and other things, sometimes the authority in terms of the legal, the act, there hasn't been any. But let me tell you, the economic successes we are talking, you cannot attribute it to the good thing. Of course, you cannot say it doesn't make sense. Sami Jemfi has been doing well. He's a young guy. One thing about me is something I don't have very deep understanding or haven't gotten the data because we have asymmetric information management. If I'm not privy to, I'm not a politician.
Yeah, but by observation, we can tell that you run a gold for oil program.
So that has changed everything. Let me tell you, the economy by 2024, please, from here, Google or go for 2024, Dr. Atuforsin's own budget statement, and look at how Ghana's economy got restored before we lost power.
In 2025.
No, 2024.
Yeah, the budget. Yeah. You mean the first
budget?
You mean the first budget of the
they started what they met. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is that in this country we run what is called defensive market economy. SMEs alone forms about 90%. And I don't want to be too technical.
You know, having difficulties in acknowledging what the NDC administration
because you're not ready to listen to the education I'm giving.
No, I am listening. But you're also failing to admit that something unique is happening, isn't it?
You want to do politics. No, I want to explain as somebody.
But can you really take out the politics from this?
Trying to make a point that we can all learn from. Then you throw me somewhere.
No, but I have to ask you the questions as well. Because,
but when you ask me questions, let me land. I was trying to explain a good point.
Yes.
Let me land, then you ask me. You're not even letting me land. The point I'm making is that the impact of any economic indicator in our country, there's a lag period. It takes a long time because our market is basically SMEs.
So what you started is now impacting the country.
Exactly. But it doesn't mean ATO and the government, they are doing bad. Right. No.
Okay.
Right now, if we are even asked just percentage of what this government had done as a percentage of our GDP, ask you what even all the great policies they say they are bringing, they haven't even started. I don't know. We call something systematic risk index. It's an index to check how fast and quickly impact of the economy, the economic performance impact people.
Yeah.
And because our defensive sector, ours is far less than 1. So it takes a long time. If practically we realized, anytime NPP and DC, we brag that, the economic figures are doing well.
Yeah.
Ghanaians normally say we don't feel them in our pocket.
Yeah.
So it takes a long time. Nobody can sit anywhere. And I'm not saying I know everything, but it's my field. And say that, NDC government has done so bad or so well. No. What we've been experiencing for the past 12 months is as a result of last quarter, the restoration. We had GDP 5.6. Now, GDP, even inflation have gone 54.1. By the time they took over, it had come down to 22.9. So what I'm saying is,
and now we're in a single
exactly. So it was that downward trend. Let's see now that the NDC government is coming to start implement its own programs, make a lot of outlays or expenditures, pay most of the contractors, make decisions. Then we will see
what the true picture is.
You cannot sit here and say the NDC's government last year is doing what they are doing, or the government has done bad. I will not see that.
Okay, Solomon, let me hear from you as well. So a cumulative effect of what started under the last quarter of the NPP, you agree?
It was 15.7. And then when the NPP took over, it went down to about 7. So all of us thought that it will continue the trajectory of reducing to, say, the barest minimum. However, it shot up to as high as 54%. You understand?
Yeah, 54.1.
Now, what were the factors? We were told that there was a Russia-Ukraine. You understand? As we speak, there is Russia-Ukraine. Are you with me? And it has even heightened.
Is it the same?
It has even heightened.
Oh, okay.
As we speak now, Putin and then Zelensky. The assassination attempts on Zelensky's life for the last couple of months is amazing. You understand? So it means, or it draws one conclusion, that there was so much mismanagement.
But there was COVID too.
COVID what? How long was COVID?
Okay.
How long was COVID? In fact, during COVID,
there was a pandemic.
There was a pandemic. There was chop. That was what led us there. Remember, you were told that they used 54 million cedis to cook food for you and I to eat. Did you eat? So the last I asked you. You said you never.
Yeah, but why are you asking? Why are you always asking me?
But you know I got
the rice. I mean,
I asked your studio guests. They said they never ate
for this discussion.
Oh, but Stika.
Not you. I'm not talking.
No, but this is so much unfair to my
community.
Not you. No. It is. Then all of us, let's get up because
you are no. Boss, they invited me not for this.
Absolutely,
that is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because
all right, then
we'll get to the NPP politics.
But I don't even want to discuss the
No, my brother.
It's not about. But it is so.
The things you told me to come and discuss.
But Stika, you knew that, but you discussed it.
No, but whatever the case,
no, but you discussed. So you did no. But I am speaking.
Then I'm sorry.
It's so sad. It's so sad. No. It's so sad.
We'll get to the NPP politics.
The truth of the matter is that the NDC can take the credit because at the end of the day, they are managing the economy. Look, in 2008, you understand, world market price of crude went as high as $120 on the international market. Yet, Ghana, we were buying a liter of diesel at 1 cedi. What accounted for that? Because at that time, the cedi to the dollar was almost at par. You understand?
Yeah.
Fast forward today, if we were going to do the same mathematics, that if at 120 we were buying a liter of diesel at 1 cedi, then today that is around 65, we must be buying at some 20 pesos or 30 pesos. What is accounting for us buying at 9 cedi is the fact that the cedi to the dollar is not in the best of shape. We are now having to exchange 1 cedi to say $1 to say 11 cedis. So if you are able to manage your dollar very well, then you will be able to stabilize your crude. In any case, we have also not looked at the other side of the equation. You know, Ghana is a net exporter of crude. So all the windfall that we make from our crude, what do we use it for? That is why I was bringing to you what you call discipline in the system. The way and manner we prioritize things in this country, the corruption levels. If you are going to invest your money in projects that do not directly benefit the citizen, what it means is that you're only shipping away our dollar. And that will not stabilize your city. So it is about prudent management, it's about discipline, making judicious use of the limited resources that you have to improve the living conditions of your people. That was missing in the last administration, in all sincerity. How can you go and invest in National Cathedral and think that your city will be stable? Look at what we are dealing with SML, the PDS.
I mean, practically speaking, how does the National Cathedral impact on
you practically invested $97 million of Ghanaian taxpayers' revenue into a hole. What is the benefit of that? That we could have invested it in agriculture, which would have given you returns, if indeed monies were going to get to the farmers. That we could have given it to the SMEs. Because at the same time that you were doing that, the very government had a program or policy called One District, One Factory, where existing businesses were struggling, that they needed recapitalization. You know what $97 million could do? They could have expanded these businesses, and the teaming youth that are not employed would get jobs to do. We failed to do that. We go and borrow money, we don't know how we invest it. You understand? You have a national service, a secretariat, that all of us that we say 2.4 billion missing. If you do all these things, how do you get your system established? So if this government is not doing anything and the only policy that they implemented is discipline, that's fine. Then I prefer a government that will be disciplined to assure us of a stabilized economy than a government that comes with fanciful policies and at the end of the day, we don't achieve anything. So we need to acknowledge what they have done, but rather and encourage them to be doing more, and this time around begin to enter into the productive sectors. I heard the finance minister say that, for instance, that they intend to invest heavily in the palm oil sector. It's a very crucial aspect of our economy, because Malaysia came here took our palm fruit, went back to Malaysia, invested in it, and now they are making $20 billion annually from it. The cocoa that we have relied on, blessed, for all these years, almost a century or more than a century, it does not give us more than $2 billion annually. So why would we have the fertile land, the technology, even if the technology is not enhanced, that we could go and learn to come and invest in the palm plantation and we will sell.
It's good you're raising this point, because the feeling is that government has been too reliant on gold. That's all we seem to be doing.
No, that's why I'm saying that your first year, I mean, all of us agreed that the economic indicators were not in the best of shape. If you were doing inflation at 23%, your cedi to the dollar was around 15 cedis as of end 2024. Your debt to GDP was in the region of 65%. You needed to stabilize all these things. Now that you have stabilized these things, it is time to enter into production. The windfall that you are getting, make sure that you invest in other areas that will either rake in forex or will not propel you to be expanding forex. You get my point. Some of the basic things that we have comparative advantage, we must be able to invest in them. And one of such things is palm. One of such things is pharmaceutical. If you look at our import bill on pharmaceuticals alone, we are importing annually $600 million. But you have the Kina farmers, you have all these companies here, the item drugs and so on and so forth. Just invest in them and let them expand, and the youth will get jobs to do. You get my point. We have been importing a lot of vehicles and its parts. It's the reason why under the SOL administration they brought something we call automotive development policy. The idea was to produce or manufacture parts, vehicle parts, and the vehicles itself. The 5 or 6 leading automobile companies started assembling here. That is the reason why all the Hilux and co that you find on the market are from Ghana. They are not from outside. But that is not the long-term view. I believe that this government must push that agenda and make sure that they begin to manufacture the parts.
I want us to wrap up with Duncan, but your final take on or probably a message to GPRTU, because we've seen the visuals, it's not pleasing at all, that in spite of the reduction in the prices, Ghanaians are feeling the pinch of it.
So every serious city has what we call City Transport Authority. I'm here to find that one for instance, in Accra. You cannot allow your transport sector just to be run by in an unstructured way. So immediately there has to be the City Transport Authority that will be regulating some of it. If the City Transport Authority were to be available and was working properly, it will not take the GPRTU to be instilling discipline in their members. As it is now, even the GPRTU members, they themselves don't have that much needed vehicles to be altering the market. But transport owners and drivers alike must also think about the people of this country. I mean, it is Ghanaians that you are dealing with. Yesterday night, I saw a despicable situation along the La Paz to as late as 10 p.m. The number of people that were on the roadside waiting for vehicles, I couldn't believe it. These were people that went to work around 3 a.m. and as late as 10 p.m. they are still there. What is the issue? We must go back and then find out if it is that the cost of components, government can still reduce taxes for them to be fixing their vehicles to come on the road, fair due. If it is that all the buses that are with Metro Mass that they claim that are due for servicing, they can quickly move in and service them, they should bring them back. But the long-term solution or the medium-term is to invest heavily in the rail so that they run side by side with the road.
Duncan, let me give you the final take on this so we can talk politics now. You just want to chip in. Yeah, so just hold on for us briefly. So we get
I think we need to clear this for the purposes of educating the public. You know, this issue about the economic crisis that we had, that we keep on deceiving the public and the young ones, is very unfortunate. Very, very serious. And I think Ghanaians, all of us, including me, if we claim it's God's country, those who have expertise, like where you are, you have expertise I don't have. My brother may have expertise I may not have. But let's try to create a platform that people will look at God. They understand areas and speak to the public.
So what's the important
point? Because what I'm saying is that you have a country that almost everything depends on somebody's economy. We wake up one day, things went so bad globally to the extent that first time in the history of this country, Ghanaians were asked to stay home. They were paid. for a few months, and they will run shift for almost 18 months. 5 come today, another 5 will come the next 2 weeks. And then private sector sacked over 40,000 people. Revenue to even develop our country and back on our expenditure obligations. We had a shortfall of about 12 billion. We had to rely on borrowing, debt financing. The economy was not growing because it was global. The world grew negative 3.3. Ghana grew about 0.4. These were serious crises that we had no control. And then suddenly, people say all manner of things because of politics, either they don't understand. Fine, it's politics. But what are we doing to this generation?
Yeah, but
are you referring to? No, I will not sit here. No.
I'm talking about general things.
Don't play this because I understand this game too well.
Yeah, man.
You are not.
Yeah, man.
You see, but you give me the opportunity to remark. You give me. I will not take this. We are all doing. If you say if you fear God, who is not afraid of God?
I'm not talking about.
Okay, it is me. It is me that I just spoke. Nobody has spoken here. Me and you and Duncan Amwa have been doing this discussion. You have not been taking part in the discussion. So if I speak and immediately you come and say that if you speak to, if you fear God, if you understand, I'm not
saying we should call experts.
Okay, Stika, land on.
Who is an expert in this?
So let him land.
We are discussing.
So land on the point and let.
No, it's not good. It's not good. This business you are doing. First of all, even having a discussion. When I started my discussion, say if I knew this was what.
Yeah, because they didn't ask me to come and talk about this. It's not you.
So let me give you. Okay.
I'm very offended because I'm also not interested in doing this program with you.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm not interested.
Because for you to come and sit here, everybody, you see I'm in black. You know the funeral that I'm supposed to attend.
Gentlemen, let me go to Duncan. Yeah, I get. So gentlemen. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we'll go there. Okay, gentlemen, it's okay. Duncan, let me give you the take now. Yeah, let me hear from you, Duncan. Duncan, you've heard the views, yes. Duncan, you've heard the views, yes. You've heard the views. But honestly, Doc, let me say this. Doc, hold on, Duncan, just a minute. Dr. Amwa, this is the point. We don't see how we'll be having a conversation on the economy, and I mean, you're part of a panel. You might be talking about politics, and we would not want to hear from you on the economy because you were once a deputy finance minister.
But what I'm saying is, you have.
So that's why we're just. Yeah, but you get my point. So I'm just saying to you.
I'm from Kumasi.
I get your point.
You
so just
told
hold on.
me we are coming to do this.
Yeah.
I drove to here only to discuss things that you never called.
Let me hear from Duncan.
I mean, it's wrong. I can do serious politics here, which I don't want to.
Nobody doing politics.
Yeah, boss. I'm not talking.
Duncan, let me hear.
No, I'm giving you.
Okay, gentlemen, just hold on. Let's listen to Duncan. Yeah.
At the risk of being taken to the cleanest feather by my brother Stephen Amwa, let me say that Solomon Owusu and my hats off on this one. You see, it is easy to make excuses when you don't have your fundamentals in check. We hide behind COVID to insist there was a reason things got so bad. Bless, at the height of COVID, international market prices for crude, and for that matter, even finished products, had collapsed totally. It got to a point the U.S. inventories were now paying cargo to return. So we went into the negative. The bad government then, to have taken advantage of the situation, were caught limping. In the end, in the face of all the hardships that Dr. Stephen Amwa points to, what we saw was rather COVID levy. So I don't think that hiding behind some of these things to make excuses for why things were so bad, you should entertain it. And at the same time, when some of us say that, look, blame the good performance of the Ghanaian city on some of the things that, for instance, Atoforsen, Samijemfi, Dr. Esiyama at the Bank of Ghana have done, Then he says that we should interrogate. Look, when we are done, I'll send you the data. He requested for 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. I have all of them. It's as though we knew we will get to this point. And so we've done all the data simulation or analysis. I will share that with you so that at least you can put that forward to the public. But the truth is, if the currency had not done any better, the fuel pricing would not be any better because, one, you import in the dollar. You cannot allow the market here to buy or sell in dollar. So you sell to the cedi. That's where the exchange differential becomes key. And I have said this. There's almost a certain unspoken rule that says 1 liter to $1. And so why I said Solomon Owusu earns my respect. When he talks of 2008, 2007, we did redenomination. The cedi was almost at par with the dollar. So were fuel prices. And watch, when NPP had to exit in 2024, at the time the cedi was exchanging for about 15, the fuel price was equally around 15, 14.99. So look at it. Anytime the currency does well, there's some general relief that you give Ghanaians. Anytime you lose the currency battle, there is some hardship that Ghanaians would have to undergo. There's a seamless symmetry. You can't do without it. And I'm surprised that the intellectual that Dr. Steve Amwa says he is, he would not want to admit some of these things. Look, I will be the first to go after the government.
Please,
right?
You cannot.
Yeah. If it
fails, but that is, Duncan, please, let's show mutual respect. Don't talk that way to me.
Steve.
Now, you tell me that intellectual as I am, maybe you don't understand what you are discussing. I haven't said that Ghana is perfect. Okay. First 4 years of MPP, what happened? We're growing 7%. No, please don't say intellectual as I claim. This is what they do. You respond and they change the story. I think I'm more intellectual than you.
You took a swipe at me and thinking that I didn't read. Listen.
Tell me one thing I said about him. No, say it.
I'll give you the time.
Please, this doesn't make sense.
I'll give you the time.
You were trying all you could. Listen. Steve, listen.
What did I say about
it? I'll give you the time.
I was even saying that, you have knowledge in that area. What did I say about it?
I'll give you the time.
Yeah, please.
Steven.
No, but don't say I claim I am. Of course I am. Of course I am. And I haven't compared myself to you. And I haven't looked down upon your expertise. Don't talk like that, please. Don't talk like that.
The way you want to.
Because it's Ghana, this is what we go on every day. With all this, we are always where we are. But you can't say intellectual as I claim.
I'll give the time.
That is very insolent.
That is not what I said. If you had listened to me carefully.
Duncan, just land on the point for me, yes.
So, Bless, what I'm saying is this. If we want to have intellectual discourses on fuel matters, I'm willing to debate Dr. Stephen Amwa any day.
I'm sure he wasn't listening.
And I'm not going to debate him on emotions or anything. I have followed this industry for decades. So I understand. I can give you all the prices since 2016. I can give you every single month the price averages, because you recall we used to even announce or communicate this. So some of the things I communicated, you asked whether the government has had any hand in the price movement of petroleum prices. And my response was that to the extent that the cedi's good run of form is concerned, I will give Ato Fulton, I will give Dr. Esiama, I'll give Sami Jemfi, right, the credit. If I wake up tomorrow morning and the same city is in such a bad place and excuses are made that, look, US has attacked Venezuela, Russia is still fighting Ukraine, China is looking to take over Taiwan, there's Iran-Israeli conflict, and so the managers of the economy come back with the excuses that Dr. Stephen Amwa was seeking to hide behind as the reason for which fuel prices went to 23 Ghana cedis, 17 Ghana cedis at some point. I will go after them.
Okay.
I will go after them because at the same time we were complaining of Russia, Ukraine, your countries like Ivory Coast, countries that are landlocked like Burkina, were able to sell fuel less than we sold for Ghanaian. And so some of the things he cannot hide and say that, okay, well, he wants to be intellectual and suggest that the rest of us are being deceitful or we are saying things we don't know. We know the things we say, honestly. And I think that as far as the drop in fuel prices are concerned, international market price for crude as of today is around 65. It's not gone down as sharply as he thinks. It's not gone down as sharply. What has helped the world is the oversupply situation. It got to a point, Russia was still pumping products, right? Even in the face of sanctions, was able to feed China, India. It got to a point, OPEC, instead of cutting back on numbers, they were still pumping. And so anytime you have oversupply, prices sort of, rally to a point. It doesn't go down much, it doesn't go up, but it rallies to a point.
All right.
It does not, however, mean, blessed, that international market prices have collapsed. No. They are still bullish sentiments today. I even said it earlier in my presentation that the writings are on the wall that we may get to a point where prices would go up. We can get to the $100 mark in no time because the geopolitical tensions. US is still talking of Greenland.
Yeah.
EU is steeply against it.
I get the point.
US is being urged by Israel as we speak to look at, the Iranian situation and go after them. If you have the critical suppliers like Venezuela, Iran, right, on the chopping table, it should be a scare for anybody. And I said that. I was surprised he heard none of these things.
Yeah.
But the part that I said, for the currency bit that has been available, we should, give some applause to Atufosen, applause to Sami JMP, applause to the Bank of Ghana governor. That he has a problem with.
Well,
it's a fact.
So this is
I never said.
So let's close the chapter on this. I'll give you 2 minutes, Solo, and then I'll give the last stick to Dr. Stephen Amoah. So we'll close the chapter on this. Yes.
So first of all, the happiness currently, because there is a government in place, they have every right to take the credit for it. Because tomorrow, if the prices begin to wobble, I will come here and then blame them. It is the reason why we have government in place. You understand? You are put there to manage the economy efficiently so that all of us would benefit from it. I always come here and quote Article 36 for you, that the duty of every government is to make sure that the citizens are happy. To the extent that there is somebody who is the head of state or who is the president who has appointed people to manage various sectors, if things are not going well and the people are not happy, they would equally share the blame. What happened in the last 8 years was largely mismanagement. But during COVID, in the same way we are told that we could not mobilize 12 billion cedis in terms of tax revenue. Remember, we got close to $3 billion.
Yeah.
Some from the IMF, some from the World Bank, some from the African Development Bank. Where did we or what did we do with that money?
In there. Dr. Bawumia, yes. Three of them. There's an engineer too, and then the last one, Kennedy Ejapon. Businessman, okay. Mugu, I like the way you're describing. Let me get into the audience at once. Let me find out, what's your preference in terms of who you want to support?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm a chairman at the polling station.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so in fact, I will vote. Yeah, I'm a delegate, yeah.
They're delegates, they say.
What I'll say is that all the 5 aspirants are fit to lead the party. They've all served the party very, very, very well. By my own preference, I will choose Honorable Kennedy Ejapon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I said earlier, we cannot be doing politics with this CD, dollar fuel. And it's about job creation. It's about job creation, the youth of this country. It's about, we need jobs. And Kennedy Ejapon has shown that when it comes to job creation, he's doing very, very, very well. And he's also disciplined. In fact, he'll be ruthless. He doesn't care whether you're in his party, whether you're in his government, and you're misbehaving. He will call you out and make sure he shuffles you.
Yeah.
We need a leader who is very ruthless. Where the country is heading to, we don't need a leader who people can control. others can control, or who be.
So you're saying that out of this 5, Kennedy Agyapong stands tall?
Very, very, very tall. And in fact, he has served in parliament for 6 good terms. In fact, 30 years. No one in our party, in the Fourth Republic, has done this.
Oh, really?
For 6 terms.
You mean for the NPP?
Yeah, for the NPP, 6 consecutive terms, yeah.
Okay.
He loves
I think there's Collins Dauda on the...
So it's 5.
Okay, so you're talking about the...
Yes, 6.
The NPP, you're referring to...
Yeah, the NPP, 6 terms.
Okay.
Yeah, and in fact, I will not say people in this constituency are dumb.
Yeah.
Because they know what is capable of. That's why they allow him to go 6 terms. In fact, if he wasn't doing well, they would have dumped him and then bring in another candidate. Right. So I think Kennedy Agyapong deserves to lead the party. If we want power, if the NPP wants power, I think we have to bring Kennedy Agyapong. And I always call for a meeting at police station. I'm a chairman.
Okay.
When I call for meetings, what they tell me is that chairman, that's
what the people tell you.
Yeah, my politician members, when I call for meeting, that's what they tell me. That
are you not blackmailing party members when you say if you want power, then bring Ken?
No, that's what my people tell me at the police station. I call for meetings. My secretary, my youth organizer, my organizer, they're all there. We call for meetings, and that's what they tell us. That if you go, make sure you vote for Ken. If you want power, if you want the base, if you want to energize the base again, make sure you bring Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. So for me, on the 31st, I'm casting my vote for Kennedy Agyapong. Thank you.
Okay, we'll wait to see what the delegates will see ultimately. Let's go behind. I'll come to you.
Yeah. Blessed, thank you for the opportunity you've given us to share our views when it comes to national issues. My brother here said that he's voting for Honorable Kennedy Agyapong because of jobs. I am a student of economics, so I am economics biased. So I want an economist to lead the country, in the sense that yes, Honorable Kennedy Agyapong is a businessman, but then it's not a businessman. The fact that you are bringing a businessman doesn't mean that you are going to create jobs. It's going to be...
practically, he's created some jobs.
Yes, so if that's the case, then you can say that when lawyers lead, then everything in the country, law will be, there will be law-abiding citizens, or everything will be, there will be... How do I even put it? When lawyers...
Law and order, you mean?
Law and order, you get it? So if someone is arguing based on the fact that he's experienced, he has been a parliamentarian for 6 years.
6 terms.
6 terms. Yeah. If someone is a vice president and the person wants to become the president, the person is more experienced than the parliamentarian. Unless maybe you want to do a disservice to ourselves and say that someone who has been a an MP for 6 terms is more experienced than the vice president.
But you never know. They are all. He's saying that there's a reason why, politically speaking, constituents would want to bring you 6 times. That's what.
I'm also making the point that
I'm like a vice president.
I'm also making the point that if you are using the MP as a yardstick of being experienced, then I'm picking.
Yeah, the repeated times. Yeah, but I get you. So just land so we can.
So I am also arguing from the point of view that if from being the vice president and the person wants to be the president, that's okay. And then I want to finish with this. Those who are students of literature and lovers of Shakespeare would understand that in the the tragedy of Julius Caesar, some were used, Brutus was used to do the bidding of Cassius, in the sense that some people think that they are doing the bidding of, some people think they are doing the party good by campaigning for their candidate or any other candidate. But then they end up doing they hurting the party more than they doing good for the party. So all I want to do that, he can argue. And
in this case, who's hurting the party more?
We all know.
I don't know. I'm not a member of the NPP.
You all know. We don't have to pinpoint. We all know.
All right.
We all know. I won't pinpoint. Okay. I've not mentioned anyone's name. Okay. So if you feel guilty, then it's you. You get it. Beyond reasonable doubt that even the successes that the current administration is chopping, one or the other can be attributed to him.
Okay.
So why don't we give him the nod to become the president of the country?
Okay. Are you a delegate?
I'm not.
Okay, he is.
But then I have people that they've told me this.
Let's just wait. Oh, Jata is there. Gentlemen, just yield to Jata.
Right. Blessed, thank you very much for the opportunity once again.
I'll give you the opportunity.
But just to add to what my brother said, my very good brother said, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has been vice president and the chairperson of the economic management team. And he came came into power because he was an economist, and we expected that he would be able to arrest the dollar and fulfill the promises that he gave. But clearly within the period, I will call that period a test period. Yeah. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has failed the test that Ghanaians trusted him. And then he came out to tell us that he was just a myth. So if not for anything, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia should not be allowed close to power again, because he has clearly demonstrated that he has nothing to offer. Yes, during the campaign, I heard Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia said that when he is voted, he's going to help Ghanaians go to Israel. Now, this man is still telling us that our problems...
that's aside the point. Yeah, I get you.
Okay, yes. But all I'm trying to say is that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has failed, and he should not be voted by the delegates. And for me, I'm not a delegate, but I believe that most of the delegates are going to vote for Kennedy Ohene Japan, because they believe he's more firm and more disciplined than any other candidate as it stands now.
Have you seen Stika on the campaign trail?
Yeah, I've seen him on the campaign.
The dance moves and all of that.
Yes, I see all the
moves. He's been campaigning seriously for Ken.
And then also one thing that Ghanaians are suspecting now is that things are going to be skewed to favor Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And that is going to be a very dangerous trajectory, because this is a party that's in opposition, and this reorganization process is very crucial if they really want to come back into power. But that's what people are saying, that they are going to skew things in favor of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Well, we've seen Kennedy Japan. We've seen Kennedy Japan already protesting over some issues. Probably, I hope it's corrected now. Be brief about it. So we.
I just want to say that it's trying to put the UP Plus came about. Like, this will be a clear chance for Honorable Alan.
Oh, Alan.
To be a clear candidate for the NPP to bring coming to the 2020.
So you feel Solo and Co shouldn't have left? It was the wrong time.
This is their time. This should have been their time.
Wow.
But if not possible for even Honorable Alan, I think Ken is a perfect candidate. Yeah, I think they shouldn't feel bad, but their time will definitely come. So let me handle.
I see. Who do you support then?
I will go in for Honorable Ken.
Ken. Okay, so is Ken, and there's Dr. Bawumia in the mix there. Yeah, I'll come back to you.
Okay, yes. Thank you very much.
Be snappy about it. So.
Okay, so as governance watchers, every institution of governance is of interest to us, including a political party. So now that the NPP has its primary ahead of them, I think that they have a two-edged sword problem, kind of, because they are confronted with a continuity conversation and also a timing conversation. And as it relates to the timing bit, they are looking at what the general view and expectation of Ghanaians are. Ghanaians are at a point where they feel we have had the Dr. Bawumia kind of leadership, that is the mild, collected kind of diplomatic leader for too long a time. And they are unable to see the benefits that has been derived from that, from having such a precedent. And now they are saying that presented with an opportunity that we have a pragmatic leader
is yearning for someone who's hotter,
hotter than the usual politician as we will have. They need somebody who can be able to crack the whip. And the evidence in the previous administration is quite clear.
But if you were vice president, how are you going to crack the whip then?
So what we are seeing now, for instance, let's take President John Dramani Mahama. Yes. The currency that is driving the discipline in his government today is the clear stance that he has taken, that he's not going to tolerate any indiscipline by any stretch. So if you have observed, almost everybody is trying to get him or herself in line in order that they don't find themselves.
In the case of Dr. Bawumia, he was vice president.
So that's why I'm trying to say that he has been a vice president, and we haven't seen that kind of at least conversation coming out to voice out to say that this is a position that I take on this particular matter. You can be able to say it without necessarily disrupting the party and trying to put yourself across as being at loggerheads with your party. You can just share your views, just like he did on the e-levy issue. You get it? So you can be able to at least air your views and let the Ghanaian people know your stance on discipline.
So because of that, you feel...
Yes, so I believe that is the currency position and the trump card of Honorable Kennedy Japan. But if it is about continuity and evidence, I think that the NPP has a higher chance winning the 2028 general elections with Dr. Bawumia than Honorable Kennedy Japan, because there is more questions and answers to be given about Honorable Kennedy Japan than Dr. Bawumia. Whatever is going to be said about Bawumia has been said already. Unlike Kennedy Japan. Thank you very much.
So I'll stick to you, then I come to my guest. Yeah.
So I'm not going a training to the party, not to any particular flag bearer.
Yeah.
Okay, so we studied that government is too serious a business for anyone to just be in power. So if the NPP really want to come to power, what they need to do is they should take away all forms of animosity or misunderstanding between them, sit together and put their heads together and look at who is the right person to push forward at this time so that we can be able to get the power. But not just doing it for a particular person. Let's come together as a party. Who is the right person for us to project so that when we go into the election, we can be able to take power, lead the country to a better position. Let's assume currently NDC is also doing their best. Yeah. So if NPP should take the power 2028, they should have someone who can also continue from where NDC will leave it. So they shouldn't just take anyone and bring it into power. They should look between themselves and pick.
So you feel there should even be some in-camera discussions, some consensus even before the election?
Yes. I think they should do that.
I agree with you on that. I mean, they want to vote.
They should, because at the end of the day, it's the NPP that should win the power. It's not an individual. Yeah. So if they are projecting someone based on their own selfish interest, the party will lose at the end because they are going against another party. Yeah. It's not an individual.
It's a collective thing, you're saying.
Yeah, so they should sit together and do the right thing.
Yeah, and I think your point goes to the heart of what former President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo was saying, that the NPP should be bigger than any individual. That's what the former president said at the signing of the Peace Pact. But Dr. Stephen Amman, we've seen some images of your preferred candidate, Kennedy Japan, raising some little issues with the document. Has it been resolved now?
I think so. I wasn't there. Actually, I was in Kumasi. As I said, I came alone. But I think they also the importance of his concern, and I'm sure to a large extent have been addressed to harmonize their interests as stakeholders. But coming back to the discussions my younger brothers are having, I think social media, we need to look at it as a country very well. Because they are making good points, and I respect their individual points. But if you look at this country today, it doesn't matter whether somebody is a professor or a student or not. Social media seems to influence decisions and comments. And I can tell them here, about 90% of what they see, they don't really contextualize what happened. So let's be very careful. I get scared, and I'm somebody, I talk to issues with pure heart and love. But people change what you say, but they think when you behave like, oh, you're cool, say you are a good person. That is never true. That is not true. If I tell you that maybe beyond public space, I don't even have friends, you don't believe me. The heart I have for people. But people may even judge me different from maybe Solo here. Look, people are talking about words. About 90% of things they even say about me this election before God is not true. They change it, they send fake news out there, and everybody is bottom board. The point is, in management, in performance, you have three key functions. 1, ability. 2, opportunity. 3, motivation. When it comes to ability, all the 5, each of them has its strength. And government cannot be built by one person. That's why we have cabinet and we have ministers. So you have teams. For instance, Kennedy Japan now has about 80% of current finance and economic guys that we know. There could be more, but those we know that they are very visible.
I think within the party.
Supporting him, yes.
Yeah, within the party.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you build with a team. That's 1.
Okay.
2, Kennedy Japan might be the best. Dr. Bawumia might be the best. Brian might be the best. But if you don't have power, and that is the second function or variable of performance. Where you are, I can't do the job. You are better than me. But with all that you are doing, if you don't have the seat, can you do it?
No.
NPP had the opportunity and did almost all the pro-poor policies. Free schools, they free that. Now, even by observation, if you like, send your own guys out there without any inducement, publicly, if you ask, some of us that have been on radio and TV for over 20 years, they know us. The pressure on us. I was with Dr. Bawumia. It's not because of money or anything that I left. I think if he's even the best among the 5 and we don't get power, what happens? So some of us, It's based on our experience. What I am today, you have to look at my interest before I talk to somebody. God has already blessed me. And it's not because of politics I'm blessed. I'm not saying I haven't gotten anything from politics. But you can't tell me that I bought my first car in 97. Maybe I was in my 20s. I was doing 16-hour job in London, cleaning, washing cars. So some people don't know where some of us have come to. But some of us have pure heart for society. Without power, it will be difficult. So we think that if you work in Japan's, some of his rebuttals, that if you check him, about 90% of anything they accuse him, he wasn't fighting for himself. Maybe his approach, his demeanor, his tone, his animation when he speaks, his commitment and emotions, you may misconstrue that. But anything...
All right, so I was here for and some no, and I yet me aquacuti ediabano. Mamemfa akonya wiso na memfa the condolences emfama Mami Faustina Fosu eye Daddy Lumba ninu ba prekope na munim say last year na yeti say Daddy Lumba afiri mu ya since then no abusuya no adi awerhoa besi sambre na enanso ye da kosore ya Mami Faustina Fosu eye Daddy Lumba ninu ba yi ono ankasa ne ba afiri mu ya mabusuafo nyina yakọ mabusuafo nyina hyedin die na mani hu sabi wei eye asontro mienu ebema anihahane abusuafo yamamo hyedin yamamo yakọ titire ene Maami Faustina Fosu yento ansem no eso Stika obi a oye very smart obi a wahwe Stika from 2015 2016 babia no uti say Stika a very smart politician. Why am I saying this? Stika na bra NDC ewa aban mu 2016 okotena TV so esuye, and do you know why? Stika cried bitterly because na economy ni mu adin na dollar any cedi no ehokra na dollar no either 4 cedis 20 pesos to cedi. But Stika mani luku as if say Ghana asay Ghana apratiti apansam enti Stika cried bitterly on television. Osun papa. Sa video no nyanya bi hwe akona kohwe. Stika nanim awosen su Stika niti. Osen su na chese asem no na ya rehu papa. Na busanfo hodom na Ghana fo nya sympathy bisa mpa. I was say agi akonwa no efiri John Mahama ene NDC fo nsam ye de ma NPP aban. Ampa so Ghana for the say yo 2016 Ghana for agi akonwa no efiri eye John Mahama ensem edman NPP abusafo yi na you can attest to the fact say bra NPP bet now so from 2017 to 2024 ebano exchange dollar exchange fuel prices are NPP aban anya de ba ko sei e okroma. That is the fact. Any economy ban inflation rate NPP aban anya de eno de no kwara e begin na ebetimi aka aye subia we can pinpoint it. Ekoya dollar no koya could do 17 to $1. Fuel price ekoya 1 liter to 25 cedis. You also eat in this country yemhuana. But then Stikas na kotena TV so how behaving na one thing a woman a me ya won say Stika was a deputy finance minister. Bra Jonkuma sebia bru sebia nyado ofiri mu no ye de Stika be ye finance minister deputy ane Amin Anta eye ne boss. Na ye bisa Stika se aden na no wo bibiye for fuel prices na he was part of the economic management team in the NPP aban and now Dr. Laji Bomia the chairman of the committee. Na Stika antimi amfa ni nimdie nyansa eni sebie nyado ni experience in the financial sector, in the economic sector, antimi ambwa ama economy na ni nanso. And look at Stika, he has started behaving as if say Ghana no say Ghana say Ghana bibianko say everything about Ghana is bad. You see Stika on say washa say bio after say 2016 oko sun ye wo TV so no ma Ghana for near sympathy the NPP or motor by the NPP no. And Stika has started the same strategy at this time around also, but he is letting it look as if say everything in this country is bad. But this time around, Ghanaians, they are not gullible. Ghanaians are not gullible. Ghanaians are not sebi. Omo enye unintelligent. Ghana for they know what is going on in this country. They can attest to the fact say any petrol boaba form. They can attest to the fact say any dollar boaba form. They can attest to the fact say any things, goods and services. No, that's what it. You know, untimi meka asembia keke ewe TV so na Ghana for nhwa wo se keke. Solomon Owusu echire ne se binyansa kakra se da bi o papa asema wo kamentwe. Ena kupe eye kupek general secretary a ono so Duncan obetina so won se na Stika mpe so obekasa o kan kware o so ma ne nka Ghana de enti abusua saa nsem no na yetimi ekotie ye mesro so do wadwenkyire betum na wa like na wa share na afoforo ni bia hwe bidia no mega makraw bye bye.